everybody, welcome back to another New Year's Challenge video brought to you in collaboration with WUUFLY. My name is Ree and I'm going to guide you through another 30-minute flow today, focusing on both the earth and air elements. So we're going to work through some standing poses, some balances and some back bends. So when you're ready, make your way onto your mat, grab any props you might need and I'll join you there in a moment. So to begin with, find a comfortable seated position on your mat, and we're going to start with a mudra. You're going to take a Prithvi mudra, so you're going to bring your ring finger and thumbs to touch lightly, and the ring finger represents the earth element, the thumb the fire element, and you're bringing both together. We're igniting that mudra, so we're sealing in a feeling of grounding and a feeling of control and security here. So if you want to just rest the backs of your hands on your knees, close your eyes, allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Just notice the ground beneath you. Notice the weight of your body. Noticing now your breath as you breathe in through the nose. Allow the chest to expand. Allow yourself to grow a little taller out of your sitting bones. And as you exhale, allow the shoulders to soften, the hips to relax. This is a really nice mudra to do if you've been running around or you're starting to forget things or you just feel very rushed. This is a nice mudra to ground and bring you back into a sense of control and a feeling of calm. Continue to breathe deeply, and we'll take 3 more breaths here. When you're ready, start to blink your eyes open. We're going to wiggle out the hands, wiggle the fingers, open and close the hands, and circle out the wrists. So just noticing how the right hand and left hand feel, change direction. Noticing how the wrists feel. Reach your arms overhead. Take a stretch up towards the ceiling. You might want to reach one arm up and then the other. Or you might want to just move the arms side to side, kind of waving them in the air. If your neck is okay and it's not too early in the day, you might be able to look up. Maybe you lower the chin to your chest as well, so you get that variety, that stretch down the back of the neck as well. Interlace the fingers here, push the palms up, inhale. Gaze up if it's accessible for you. Exhale, lower the chin to the chest. Inhale here. Exhale, release your hands down to your sides. Roll over onto your hands and knees. Come into a tabletop posture. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Spread the fingers. And bring your knees under your hips. We're going to take very small circles, just waking up the wrists. Just circling over the wrists in one direction. And then change direction. Noticing how they feel, noticing how the fingers are today. Tucking the toes under, send your hips towards your heels, just moving back, enjoying a little foot stretch, and then coming back forwards. And again, moving back, hips to heels, just allowing the toes to stretch, waking up the feet. 2 more times. I think we just did an extra one. Anyway, untuck the toes, come back to tabletop, spread your fingers. Again, making sure the index fingers are at 12 o'clock. As you inhale, draw your heart forwards, look up. We'll move through some cat-cows. As you exhale, round through the back, tucking the chin and tailbone under. Try to separate through the shoulders, arching through the upper back. And again, bringing yourself forwards. Inhale, you can even dip the elbows and then draw the chest forwards, push the floor away. Exhale, rounding the back. Last one. Moving with your breath. Exhale, rounding through the back, sending your hips to your heels. Just stretch it out in child's pose, and this doesn't have to be static. You can add a gentle sway. Start creeping your hands forwards. Maybe the forehead rests on the floor. Maybe you rest your forehead on a block or a cushion. Whatever feels good for you. Staying with your breath, take one more deep belly breath here. And then slowly pull yourself forwards. And just walk the knees back a little bit. We're going to just pull forwards and gently lower. As you lower, bring the elbows into your rib cage and lower the belly onto the mat. Keep the tops of your feet on the floor. Push into your hips. Hands are either side of you. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Pull forwards over your pubic bone. Squeeze the glutes and gently rise into Cobra. Nice and soft, nice and gentle for the first Cobra. Exhale, lower down. Rest the head down on the mat and just shake out the hips for a moment. Same again, just place the hands back under your shoulders, elbows in, push into your hip bones, the tops of your feet, squeeze your glutes, pull forwards, and then peel the head off the mat, curling up through the back, pull your heart forwards. Exhale, press back to child's pose. On your next inhale, gently walk the hands off the mat to the right. Send your hips to your left heel. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, walk your hands back to the center of your mat and then off the mat to the left. Push the earth away. Send your hips to your right heel. Root down here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring your hands forwards. And you're going to again lower back to Cobra. So if you need to shuffle the knees behind you, that's fine. Pull forwards and gently lower. So you're pulling the elbows in, allow the hips and belly to find the floor. Tops of feet down again, elbows in. Pull with the fingertips, grip the mat and draw yourself forwards and up. Start to squeeze into those hips, glutes on. Exhale, lower. Rest the forehead down, shake out the hips. One more time, glutes on, really push down into your feet and your hip bones. Roll forwards and then peel head, chest, maybe rib cage off the mat and then push back into your child's pose. Back to your heels. And again, this can be a moving pose or a still pose, whatever works for you. Inhale, pull forwards, come into your tabletop, tuck the toes under, lift into downward facing dog, send the hips and heels back. Make some adjustments now. Spread your fingers, hands shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart, and again spreading the toes. Heels are sort of floating off the mat, knees are soft, and I'd like you to really push down through your arms and drive your chest, your heart towards your knees, chin to chest, crown of the head moving towards the center of your mat. Grip the mat with your fingertips, send the hips nice and high, bend those knees. I really feel this in the shoulders and upper back. One more breath here. And then you're going to just move your gaze to the middle of your mat and start walking your feet forwards, taking baby steps, bringing one foot in front of the other. Bring more weight into your arms to give your legs and feet some space to lift. Walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat. Spread the toes, plant them under your hips, soften the knees. Forward fold here and just dangle if that feels good. You can add a sway. You could even hold on to your forearms or your elbows, waking up the backs of the legs. Release the hands to the floor. Walk your fingers now around to the right. Really root down through the arches, the insides of your feet. And walk your hands around to the left. Again, pushing through the insides of your feet, noticing how this feels. Inhale, come back to center. Root down through your feet, soften through the knees, and now slowly rise. So you can curl all the way up, or if you want to, you can take the arms wide and gently draw yourself up to standing. Just be careful how that feels for you. Reach your arms overhead, take a stretch up. Interlace the fingers, push the palms up, breathing in. As you exhale, lean the arms to the right, push your hips to the left. Root down through your feet. Inhale back to center, push the palms up. Exhale, lean to the left, push your hips to the right. Inhale back to center, bring your hands to the back of your head. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the elbows back. Again, keep the knees a little soft. As you exhale, close, bring the elbows in, drop the chin towards your chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. Draw the elbows back, lift the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, close. Pause here, just allow the head to be heavy. Enjoy the next stretch. Release your arms to your sides, roll your shoulders up, back and down. And then interlace your hands behind your back. So find your fingers and take a little shimmy here. So extend the arms and just start to shimmy a little bit from side to side. You can keep a softness in the knees. And we'll hinge at the hips, slowly fold forwards over your thighs, keeping the hands interlaced. Tuck your chin under and allow the arms to drift over your head. Root down through your toes, the insides of your feet. And again, if you're here, take a little shimmy, gentle rock of the arms from side to side. And gently release the fingers to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Place the hands down, step yourself back to your high plank. One foot, then the other. Making sure the feet are hip width apart. Pull your weight forward, stacking shoulders, elbows, wrists. Your way down, knees, chest, chin, or if you want to, if you're feeling strong, take a chaturanga, lowering slowly towards the floor, pulling forwards into your up dog, glutes on, drawing the shoulders back, opening your heart forwards. And then making your way either back through child's pose or pressing yourself all the way back up to downward facing dog. 3 breaths wherever you decide to go. And then when you're ready, come into your downward facing dog. Right leg will lift, 3-legged dog. Extend the right leg nice and high, point the toes, push through both arms equally. Now bend at the knee, bring the foot to the bum and open the hip to the side of the room. Beautiful. Bring the right foot forwards, between your hands, look up, runner's lunge, and just gently move forwards and back. So tenting the fingers, framing your right foot, you're on those back toes, and just shoot some energy down the back leg into that left heel. Lower the left knee to the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, swoop the arms up. Exhale, lunge forwards. Bring your hands now to your hips. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, drive the hips forwards. And again, inhale, pull back. Exhale, drive the hips forwards. Last time, inhale, pull back. Exhale, drive the hips forwards. Bring your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes under, step your right foot back. High plank, your way down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Moving through to your cobra or your up dog, drawing the shoulders back, chest forwards, glutes on, squeezing. Make your way to child's pose or downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Make your adjustments if you make it to down dog. Your hands, feet will always change as the body warms up, as the muscles lengthen. If you're in child's pose, make your way back up to down dog now. Left leg floats high. 3-legged dog, point the toes, extend. Push through both arms equally, really feel the left glute working here. Get that leg a little higher. Now pull the foot to the bum, open the hips to the side of the room and allow the left knee to lift up towards the ceiling. Continue to push through both arms equally. Nice. Bring the left foot forward, step it between your hands. Round the back. Place it down and just walk your hands a little bit around, a little bit closer to your left foot. Tent the fingers. And we're going to stay in this runner's lunge as we just move forwards and back. And you're welcome to lift the gaze. Lower the right knee down onto the mat and tuck the right toes. Make sure your knee and left foot are on train tracks so they're not directly behind one another. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, sink the hips and lower your hands to your waist. And bring yourself back up in line with your right knee. Inhale. Exhale, drive your hips forwards. Don't worry about the left knee traveling beyond the ankle, perfectly fine. It's good actually for the Achilles. And again, inhale, pull back. Pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, drive forwards. One more time. Exhale. Lower your hands to the floor, tuck the back toes under, step the left foot back, find your high plank, your way down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Take your time. Pull forwards, glutes on, push into the feet, push the hips towards the floor if you're in Cobra, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, child's pose, or downward facing dog. Make your adjustments. 2 more breaths. Really strong arms, really pushing the floor away. Drop your chin. Move the crown of the head towards the mat. 1 breath. Now walking forwards, taking baby steps again, placing more weight into the hands and allowing the feet to work forwards to the top of your mat, forward fold, just for a brief breath, or a brief moment. And then root down through the heels. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, full body stretch. Interlace the fingers, push the palms up, breath in. Exhale, lean to the right, send your hips to the left. Nice side stretch. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, lean to the left, push your hips to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release your hands to your sides, root down through the left foot. So we're coming into a standing balance. Left foot stays grounded, okay? So soften the left knee, engage your left quad, draw your right knee up towards you. Find stability. Think about the connection of the left foot to the floor. If you've got the knee, stay there if you want to, or take hold of your right foot. Kick the right heel away out in front of you. Think about the length in the back of that right leg. Keep kicking the heel away, nice and active. Stay grounded, stay connected in that left foot. Now float the right leg behind you, pull the foot into the bum, come into dancers. Your variation, you could take the inside or outside of the right foot. Reach your left arm out to the side to counterbalance the leg. Once you're stable, kick the foot into the hand. Doesn't matter about the height of that back leg, just stay rooted, stay grounded here. Squeeze the right buttock. And gently release the right foot to the floor. Step the right foot behind the left, off to the left, even off the mat maybe, as if you're about to take a curtsy. Allow the left hand to just lower towards your left thigh. Reach your right arm up and over for another side stretch. So look over your left shoulder, look down to the floor. Allow the front knee, the left knee to be soft. Now I'd like you to bow over that front leg. Tent your fingers, find the mat, float your right leg up, standing split, nice and high. Gaze to the back of the mat, a little higher. Lower the right toes down to the back of the mat, to the right side of your mat. Shuffle the right foot back, lower onto your right palm, easy twist, twisted lunge, left fingers lift up, follow the left hand with your gaze. Now we're going to roll over onto the knife edge of that back foot, allow the right hip to travel towards the floor, allow the left knee to open wide, and drop your arm, reach to the back of the room. Continue to look over your left shoulder. Inhale all the way back up, bring your left hand down to the mat. Now step back to your high plank. Pull forwards, lower, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, your way. Pull forwards, squeezing the glutes, press the earth away, draw your shoulders and elbows back, making your way to child's pose or downward facing dog. If you're coming to down dog, make your adjustments. Things are starting to warm up, things are starting to open, I'm hoping. You can soften the knees, keep the hips high. Press through the arms and drop that chest a little lower. Right leg lifts. And we just send it as high as we can. And then lower the right knee to the center of the mat. So bring the right knee directly underneath you, pivot the right foot behind you, so the foot's a bit awkward, but the foot's going behind you and off the mat. Bring your right hand under the shoulder, fingers still facing forwards, the top of your mat. Left leg still extended. Pardon me for having my back to you right now. You're going to thrust your hips forwards, lift the left fingers all the way up to the ceiling, coming into a gate pose shape, and then reach the left arm over the head. So reach away, root down through the outside of that left foot. Keep pushing with this right arm. Maybe looking at the ceiling, or if you prefer, looking down at your hand, whatever works for you. Inhale for length. Root down through that right hand. And see if you can now press a little bit more weight into that right arm and lift the left foot off the floor. If you're happy here, keep squeezing the hips forwards, engage your core, pull the foot into the bum, reach your left hand back for the foot. If you can't get the foot, keep it as an active reach, but if you can, take hold of the foot, thrust the hips forward, squeeze your glutes, and kick the foot into the hand. Now you can look forwards, you can look down at your right fingers, or you could look up to the ceiling. You're relying on your right hand, right knee, and right foot here as you kick the foot back, hips forwards. 3, 2, and 1. Soft release of that left leg. Allow the left arm to come over the head and lower the left foot to the floor. Bring your hand down and pivot the right foot back underneath you. And if you're feeling a little bit tight in that right wrist, just give the right hand a gentle circle, as there's a lot of weight bearing on that one hand. And when you're ready, place the right hand down, step the right foot back, lift back into your downward facing dog and readjust. Notice how the left side of your body feels. Start to take your baby steps to the top of the mat. Remember, more weight in the arms to allow the hips to lift, to allow the feet to move towards the top of the mat. Take a short forward fold, soften the knees. Inhale, root down through the heels. and reach your arms up high. Interlace your hands, push the palms up. Exhale, lean to the right, push your hips to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the left, push your hips to the right. Inhale, back to center. And release your arms. This time you'll root down through your right foot, so back to our standing balance sequence. So soften through the right knee, engage your right quad, and it's really all about the power of this leg. This is the leg that we're strengthening. Everything else is just showing off, really, in my opinion. So wherever this left leg goes is just testing your ability, testing your strength and your control in that right ankle. So floating the left knee forwards. Think about that connection to the earth. Feel free to focus on something, find your drishti. If you have the knee, you could stay there, or you could take the left foot, kick the heel forwards, and just think about shooting some energy down that left heel. And then maybe allow that left leg to travel back. See if you can stay balanced on the right leg. Taking the outside or inside of the foot or ankle, finding your dancer's pose. Now pause if you lose it. Find your stability again. Lean into this, kick the foot back, reach the right hand out to the side to counterbalance the leg. And very slowly release the leg. Bring the left toes behind you and across, off to the right, maybe even off the mat. Soften the front knee here. Allow that right hand to just relax down next to you. Look over your right shoulder and lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. And again, leaning to the right, so stay balanced. Feel the stretch. Bow over your front leg, find your fingertips on the mat, so tent your hands. Float the left leg up, standing split. Gaze to the back of the mat. Really lift that left leg a little higher. Bit more. More. Lower the left toes back, well done. And shuffle the foot back so you've got some space for your left hand, and twist into this lunge. Reach the right fingers up, and we'll come round into our Shiva twist, rolling onto the back edge, outside edge of that back foot, Lower the left hip down. Allow the right knee to move out the way and reach your right fingers back. Keep pushing the floor away with that left hand, left arm. Reach your right hand all the way back up and over. Lower the hand down, step your right foot back, and we move through a Vinyasa again. So if you want to, knees, chest, chin if you're feeling tired, or if you've got the energy, chaturanga. Your way down. Drawing the heart forwards, shoulders back, glutes on, and then make your way over into child's pose or downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Make your adjustments, spread the fingers, chin to chest, soften the knees, heels are lifted. Left leg lifts, so if you're in child's pose, come back up to down dog when you're ready. From down dog, left leg floats high, 3-legged dog. Push through both arms equally, and then lower the left knee to the center of your mat, directly underneath you. Pivot the left foot behind you, extend the right leg long. Bring the left hand under your left shoulder, so the fingers are facing the top of the mat still. Thrust your hips forwards, reach your right fingers all the way up to the ceiling. Now your right toes are facing the long edge of your mat, and in effect you've lined up your hand, your knee and your foot on the mat. Look up and then allow that right arm to reach over the head, so still looking up under your arm. Thrust the hips here. Now lean into that left arm. Take the weight in your left hand as the right leg floats up. If you're happy here, bring the right foot in and reach for that right foot. So this could be an active reach, or if you can find the foot, take it with your right hand. You can look down for stability or look up if you like a challenge. Thrust the hips forwards, kick the foot back into that hand, and really open up through the heart. Draw that right shoulder back. Grip the mat with your left hand. 3, 2, 2 and 1. Soft release of that right leg. Place the foot down, bring the right arm over your head and down to the mat. Tuck your back toes under and push back up to your downward facing dog. Readjust your feet. Have a little wiggle, soften the knees. Feel a release in the lower back. Last vinyasa, roll forwards into your high plank, your way down. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Pull forwards into your up dog or your cobra, make your adjustments, squeezing the glutes, drawing the heart forwards, pulling the elbows in. Exhale, lower the knees and come to child's pose. So everyone comes back to child's pose now. Ease down to the floor. And just start to walk the arms away and rest the fingers. So allow the fingers just to wiggle. Open and close the hands. And we'll start to make our way onto our sitting bones. And we'll bring the legs out in front of you. You're very welcome to use a cushion or something to sit on. You're just going to pull the fleshy parts out from under your sitting bones, or you can just slowly shuffle forwards a little bit. That can often help. You're going to bring the heels in a couple of centimeters, flex the feet, have the legs slightly apart and the knees soft. As you inhale, draw everything up, and as you exhale, you're going to just sort of curl over your thighs and reach for your feet. So this is our forward fold, our counter pose for all the back bends we've just been doing, and a nice opportunity to lengthen the spines and the hamstrings. And it's a nice grounding pose, so allow the head to drop towards your knees. If you have a block, you can take the block. Have I got one to show you? Here's one. You can take the block and just place it at the soles of your feet, still keeping a softness in the knees, and reach for the block. And it just helps to just draw you. So continue to breathe in and then allow yourself to just draw forwards, again, folding over the thighs. Staying with those deep belly breaths. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Shuffle forwards and make your way down onto your back. So I just want to tighten the obliques a little bit, as we've been doing lots of side stretches, and even with the back bends it's quite nice to do a little bit of oblique work. So you're going to draw your knees into your chest now. Give yourself a little hug. Keep the knees into your chest. Now open your arms out into a T shape, palms up. And all you're going to do is take the knees over to the right and allow them to hover, pause there, and then draw them back up, keeping the shoulders grounded. Take both knees together over to the left, hover, and again, bring them up. Of course, the lower you go in that hover, the harder it is to bring them back. You've really got to use your core. And again, knees to the right, and back up, knees to the left. And back up. We'll do 2 or 3 more on each side. I haven't quite decided. How cruel. And to the left. And to the right. To the left. Let's do 1 more. 1 more on each side. To the right. And to the left. Now you get to stretch out both knees over to the right, allow them to find the floor. Shuffle that right shoulder under a little bit more, and you can bring your right hand on top of your knees, or you can just allow it to rest out of the way, depending on how intense you want to feel this. Gaze towards your left hand if that is accessible for your neck, but you really don't have to. Allow that left shoulder, left arm to just be heavy. Don't worry if the shoulder doesn't quite get down to the floor. Eventually it will. Over time it will relax. Slowing the breath down here, take one more deep breath into your belly. Lovely, draw the knees back to center. Make sure you're in the center of your mat again. And then take both knees over to the left. Arms stay in that T-shape, palms facing the ceiling. You can use your left hand again as a prop for the knees to encourage them to ground. Allow that right shoulder to relax, to lower towards the floor. If you want to, gaze towards your right fingers, but you don't have to. Do whatever feels good. Allow those right fingers, right hand to just relax. And then slowly draw your knees back to center. Give yourself a little hug and maybe massage out the lower back here. We'll make our way now into relaxation, into Shavasana. So we'll take a Prithvi mudra, which is the ring finger and thumb touch, which we did at the start of the session, if you remember. And it's just, again, it's just the grounding mudra, the mudra to seal in a sense of control and a sense of stability. But what I'd like you to do is just have the palms facing down. So you can just lightly touch little ring finger and thumb, not little finger, ring finger. And then just allow the hands to rest on your belly. Or, of course, you can just allow the backs of the hands to rest on the floor. So noticing the spine, lengthening through the back of the neck, tucking the chin in just slightly, allowing the tailbone to also tuck itself under just a little bit so the lower back, the lumbar spine is nice and open and able to release. Allow your arms and legs to be soft. Now, of course, you can stay here for as long as you like, but if you would like to come round, if you're ready to come back round, start to wiggle fingers, toes, maybe extend the legs long, maybe reach the arms overhead and just take a full body stretch. Maybe drawing the knees into your chest to give yourself one final hug if that would feel good. And then when you're ready, roll over onto one side and just pause there for a moment. So you can keep your eyes closed if you want to, and slowly make your way up into a comfortable seated position. Drawing up through the back, noticing how the back feels. As we've worked into the back today, any kind of spinal work tends to be very energizing and rejuvenating, both for body and mind actually. So you might feel some tingling, some heat, some space in the spine now. Bring your hands to prayer, connect your hands to your heart center, bow your head in gratitude to your body and its abilities, and in honor of your practice. Thank you for allowing me to guide you. Namaste.